everybody. Welcome to the LTA Sportscast. This is our first episode. I'm Logan.
I'm Trey.
And this is our special guest for the episode, Mark Smith. He's an Orioles fan. I'm a Blue Jays fan and a Commanders fan. As you can see, these are my jerseys here.
These are mine. I'm a Washington Nationals fan, and I'm also a Commanders or Redskins, whichever you prefer.
Probably the Redskins.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Agreed.
Even as a almost non-football follower, I do agree the Redskins sound much better than the Commanders.
Commanders just sound so...
Gentrified.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically what we're about here on the LTA Sportscast is we're going to be uploading 1 to 2 episodes every week, try to be consistent as possible. We also have TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. You know, it's just LTA Sportscast if you guys want to go look it up. We'll have more consistent stuff up on those channels, profiles, whatever you want to call them. But this is our YouTube, and today we're going to be covering baseball. All around we're going to be covering NFL, MLB. But today we're going to be covering baseball. Starting here, we'll get right into it. The Harry Ford trade with Washington. Harry Ford was Seattle's number 4 prospect in their system, and I think it was Jose Ferrer.
Who's on there?
I don't know. Anyway, I think it was Jose Ferrer, 90% certain.
It was him and
That's
one
his
other
name.
guy that I do know that. It was a 2 for 1.
Yeah, Harry Ford went over to Washington.
Yeah, for 2 guys.
Was it a pick and a guy, or was it 2 guys?
No, you can't do picks in baseball.
No, it was Harry Ford and another pitcher.
Okay.
Before Jose Ferrer. The other pitcher is pretty much irrelevant at this point. I'm pretty sure he just got drafted.
Probably.
But Harry Ford is basically MLB ready catcher. So he's probably going to be Washington, your starting catcher in the 2026 season.
Well, you have Keeper Reese too.
You do also have Keibert Reese. I see them split time, maybe DHing.
Probably.
Keibert Ruiz at least probably DHing.
That's the best thing about catchers, though. They're not notorious hitters.
Yeah, that's true.
What's your bat leaders?
All bat leaders.
So Harry Ford only in 6 at-bats, has 1 hit, 167 batting average, 1 RBI, which came in the playoffs for the Mariners, so nothing to scoff at there. I like this trade for the Nats. I honestly think Seattle kind of gave up too much for the pitcher, because the pitcher that they sent over had a mid-4 ERA. But I guess that's what the going rate is going to be for this offseason for a left-handed bullpen arm. They're, few and far between. So that's what you think about. As much as you know, what do you think about the trade for your Nats?
Well, first and foremost, baseball is not my first sport, so do not be upset at me for not knowing everything, please. We are not professionals by any means.
He's more of the football guy. I'm more of the baseball guy. So you'll figure that out. Just stick with us.
But I think that this trade could work out very well for Washington because they just need all the help that they can get along each position. Baseball is a very long season, and you're going to need multiple players that can play well at each position. If you do not, you're not going to last the whole season. That's why Washington did not end the season very well. They started strong, and then they just fell off immediately because they didn't really have much depth to go along to last the season as other teams did, like Toronto.
Yeah.
And Washington's catcher Keeper, he suffered a concussion, I believe, sometime in August. I only know that because he was on a fantasy team. But before then, he was doing very well for them. And of course, his season ended abruptly there. He went on concussion protocol. It was a 7-day IL, and that lasted the rest of the season, which was unfortunate for him.
Right, Keeper Ruiz is young. He'll bounce back. He's a talented guy. I think he's a switch hitter. I think so. I might be wrong about that. I think he's a switch hitter, or I'm thinking about somebody else.
Also, not to be forgotten, you got an extension about a year or so ago.
Yep. And then add on to Trey's point, he said something about the 162 season, long season. Yeah, the depth is very important, especially in the catching position.
He is a switch hitter.
Especially in the catching position, catching is really tough on your body, so it's definitely very important to have that depth, like Trey said. So overall, I would give the Nats a B on this trade. I would give the Mariners maybe a C minus. Like I said, I do like this trade a lot more for the Nats than I do the Mariners. I just don't think that the guy they got for Harry Ford is going to be a very effective guy, but they have Cal Riley. They don't really need Harry Ford. So, and you got to give something to get something. That's just how the MLB works, especially when it comes to left-handed bullpen arms, like I said. And 4.5 ERA is pretty quality. He is a flamethrower. He gets up in the hundreds. He has good stuff. But the Mariners develop pitchers really well.
No, they really do. Because you just look at their whole rotation, and 1 through 5 is absolute lights out.
Most of them, unless we're talking Detroit, Pittsburgh, LA, they're probably aces on any other team except for those ones, 1 through 5. They have 5 aces on their squad.
And you can't forget about Garrett Cole coming back from New York next year. He's a solidified ace and has been for years now.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you grade it for the Nats?
I'd probably give a B plus for Washington. Like we said, depth is important, and at a position as important as the catcher position is, having someone who is more than just solid can be one of your top guys if need be in the future. I think that's a pretty good investment to be made, especially for a pitcher that I guess you don't necessarily need, especially considering you're going to have a higher pick in the draft because of how Washington performed last season. So,
speaking of draft, the lottery just came out.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where the Nats landed. I think it was.
The only thing I know is that the Orioles had the 7th pick, of course, that's coming from a Minnesota fan.
I think they were in the teens. They were in the teens or 20s. I know they weren't top 10. I know for almost a fact they weren't top 10. I posted it on the story on the podcast on Instagram.
The Nationals have the 11th overall pick in the 2026 draft.
yeah, it's
Not bad.
That's a solid pick to pick up someone that could replace the pitcher that we got rid of.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not a left-hander, if it's a right-hander, well, I mean, which I don't necessarily know how deep our pitching room is, but from what I saw in the games that I watched, it didn't seem that our pitchers were necessarily that big of an issue over the season. It felt like just kind of everywhere else seemed lacking.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Washington's always been a very solid pitching team.
Yeah.
Always.
Going back to the 2010s with that, of course, Strasburg, even Gio Gonzalez for a couple years, Jordan Zimmerman threw another hitter in 2014. Then, of course, the big signing Max Scherzer back in, I believe, late 2014 or 2015, which of course that was probably the best signing of that franchise's history.
I mean, we had a pitching of Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer in the World Series. What the hell are you supposed to do against that? Like, genuinely, what are you supposed to do?
Especially how Max Scherzer was doing in that time period.
And a healthy Steven Strasburg.
Yes.
Like, a healthy Steven Strasburg was one of, if not the best pitcher in the league.
I mean, even Raymond Corbin was going crazy.
Patrick Corbin?
Yeah, Patrick Corbin.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, even starter out of the bullpen, which he did a couple times in that playoff run back in 2019. The whole pitching staff, even to the bullpen, was almost lights out.
Yeah, I mean that's just that's from what I've known Washington for. Pitching was always something that Washington has been one of the better teams in the league. Everywhere else they've been middle of the pack or worse, and definitely can come down to front office issues, can come down to just picks just not working out. But I mean, this right here could turn out to be something very, very beneficial in the coming years for a young guy that's a very high prospect on a very good team.
Yes, right. And then going back to you mentioning being a very solid pitching team, when you say that, I think of from 2012 to almost 2021, because from 2012 and on until even the Juan Soto trade, all around they were a very fundamentally sound team. From you got Trey Turner, Rendon before he went haywire, then solid second basemen throughout the years, Danny Espinosa, Asdrubal Cabrera, then of course the franchise cornerstone Ryan Zimmerman at first base. Then going back to the outfield, you had Victor Robles, who was a very solid player at the time. Then of course Bryce Harper. Then the resurgence of not the resurgence, the just what word am I looking for here? Just out of nowhere, Juan Soto came up and dominated 2018. Came second rookie of the year behind Ronald Acuña Jr. And then just Trey Turner, I forgot to mention him.
Howie Kendricks.
Yeah, Howie Kendricks.
That 2019 team was a lot stronger than people recognized, but they started off the season
19-31 in late May.
That's almost impossible to come back from in baseball.
Yeah, I think at the time they had a less than 1% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I mean, as you can see, I wish Juan Soto would have stayed with Washington. I understand the direction they were trying to go with a rebuild, but it has not worked.
Fun fact, I was at Juan Soto's second to last game as a national.
Nice.
In person.
Wow. Yeah,
The very next day they played the Mets and he got traded.
it's just wild to me. I understand your reasoning behind something like that, but with a genuine generational player, Juan Soto, especially for the Washington franchise, a team who has only really had one other kind of cornerstone player in Ryan Zimmerman, who stayed for a long period of time, and I would say Steven Strasburg too, and he was good, but he had health issues, so he wasn't available all the time. But
and then going back to that, I think he put his career on the line in that 2019 playoffs. He absolutely did.
It's just, if Washington keeps Juan Soto and builds around him, that is a cornerstone player you build a team around.
But then the thing about that is they don't have who they have now, such as the guy on the screen over here, James Wood and C.J. Abrams, if they don't trade Juan Soto.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah, moving on here to Mackenzie Gore. Talks of him being traded. He's Washington's ace. How familiar are you with Mackenzie?
Not much. I did not really pay attention to the season that much this year after the first 40 games.
Right.
Because I just, with I live a quite busy life with work and everything. I'm usually working 5 to 6 days a week. So it's very hectic, and I can't keep up with everything, especially with the NFL season being around, and I'm a very big NFL fan, so I'm more focused on that. I was more focused on that at the time. So I kind of stopped paying attention to the baseball season.
Because after that 40 games, that's about when summer games start, right? Because 40 games, that takes you all the way through April, a little bit through May.
Yeah, well, we went to, what game did we go to? We went to the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah. It was,
Baltimore, Washington. That was in,
Washington.
what was that, like?
I'm going to say April for you guys.
April or May? I think it was like April 23rd or something like that.
I think it was April.
So yeah, we went to that April game, and yeah, it's
Washington
kind
curb
of
stomp Baltimore.
7-0. I
Curb
remember that
stomp.
game. I have a video at the end of the game that I posted to my TikTok page of me just saying, Eagles lost 7-0, couldn't do anything. There's like a lady behind me that was really upset about what I was saying.
We were sitting behind the home dugout, and I don't know if you've seen or if any of you guys have seen James Wood in person. That dude's a monster.
He's like 6'6", 285. That man could be a linebacker in the NFL.
He's huge.
And
I would have to look up like this at him.
genuinely, I do also believe currently Washington has like their outfield right now is probably the best they've had in a little while.
Yeah.
And if they can develop Dylan Cruz, that James Wood Dylan Cruz combo is going to be very, very good.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, as you can see here, it's he's got a 4.17 ERA last year. So not what you would want out of an ace necessarily. However, he's a left-handed pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
That's very quality for a left-handed pitcher. I mean, he's not Blake Snell.
Right.
So,
I mean, 159 in 2/3 innings and 185 strikeouts is not bad at all.
yep. So, I mean, it's huge. You guys would get a good return for him. If Washington was to trade Mackenzie Gore, I could see them. That to me would be a sign. Okay, we're going in a full rebuild. C.J. Abrams, he's had trade talks. He's probably gone at that point. You've already traded Ferrer. I think that's his name. You have young talent, but it's just not enough for all the other. Everybody else has to contribute too.
It's young talent with no cohesiveness. It's young talent with potential, and that potential can't be brought out if there's nobody there to mentor them.
Yeah.
They need a mentor of some sort, and this also just comes into play with front office, coaching staff, all that too. But a very important part, and it's just sports in general, is having these veteran players that are around to mentor the younger guys. I mean, you figure off a little bit. I mean, you go to Washington Commanders, you got Marcus Mariota, who's essentially the exact same player that J.D. Daniels was when he came out of college.
Right.
They're like a 1-to-1. So having something like that for some of these younger guys that Washington has that have a lot of potential is I think a very important stepping stone in a rebuild as well.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I guess what I'm trying to ask is if you guys do go in that direction, how would you feel about that as a Washington fan if you're going into a full cell rebuild mode?
I think that you look at this, because I'm also a Wizards fan who have been in rebuild mode since they became the Wizards. So, like, this is not something that I'm not used to. You know what I mean? I got to watch the Washington Commanders be absolutely terrible ever since I was born. We have one every time we get a year of hope, it immediately gets taken away from us. The Wizards, anytime we get a year of hope, it immediately gets pulled out from under the rug from us. Now, with the Nationals, I got to watch them win a World Series. That was one of the best moments of my life.
Right.
And then they immediately trade everybody away. Which I get what you're trying to do. I understand what you're trying to do. But if it doesn't work, and now you're having to do it again, you're looking at this as like, okay, so you failed twice. What have you done wrong both times, and how can you improve? And if they do the exact same thing again after this, it just shows the front office is the issue, and it's not the players. This is a front office issue that can't rebuild their team properly.
I never even thought. I never in 1,000 years would blame the players, because the players showed up when they needed to in that World Series run. And everybody who showed up got traded away, basically everybody.
Yeah.
And that's 100% on the staff in the front office. I think, me personally, I think somebody else needs to come in and take over Washington. Sell the team, sell your big pieces, and rebuild again with a new front office. See where that takes you.
They did just fire the GM, Mike Rizzo.
Did they?
I don't know if they fired him or he stepped down, but he's no longer the GM of the Washington Nationals.
Okay, so that's huge for you guys, because I need somebody back in there. I need somebody who is competent enough to go and actually rebuild a team.
Man, I'll go in there.
Go ahead. Go. I need somebody who's gonna care.
Exactly. It's again, going to Commanders, it was like having Dan Snyder for 25 years. I mean, you're stuck in purgatory because your owner of your team just doesn't care.
He didn't care at all.
He just wants the money, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It really does suck, because you have been a fan of this team your whole life, and you've watched nothing but them suffer. The players suffer year after year because they don't have somebody who actually wants to take the time to make sure A, facilities are good, B, that their staff members are good, and C, that they're overall just in good mental and physical health. That's very important.
Yes.
People don't really. People when they talk about sports,
Look the other way.
they don't care about mental health. They only care about a player's physical health. They never take it into consideration. I mean, with the Terry McLaurin stuff that all happened, with him doing the step out, he had a lot of stuff going on, personal issues with his mother, his family, and everything. And that's understandable. Family over football, 100% of the time. I don't care. I don't care if you're getting paid $30 million to play for this team. You will go see your family and don't let, you don't, if you're having all these issues off the field, it's going to cloud what happens on the field.
Life is bigger than sports, guys.
Always.
Absolutely.
Life is bigger than your job.
Absolutely.
Life is bigger than anything because if you're not happy, what are you doing, bro?
Exactly. And it's just, I mean, with Washington, I really think that what they did after that 2019 World Series run was, quite frankly, just stupid and made no sense. And I hope that with having a new GM, that there will be they will rebuild properly, and there will be a new light in Washington. And I'm not saying that they're going to be making another World Series run anytime soon, but I would like to see improvement. I don't want to see stagnant play year after year after year. It's disappointing, especially after winning a World Series only 6 years ago.
Yeah. Give me a team that's above 500. Give me a team that
Can almost
even almost to the wild card. I don't necessarily need a wild card team within the next 5 years if we're gonna sell.
Right. I'm used to seeing this team barely scratch 65 wins.
Yeah.
That's
Give me more than that, and then we'll go from there.
Give me 80 wins. Give me 75 to 80 wins, and I will be happy. And that shows improvement, and that shows that there is somebody who cares in that front office.
Exactly.
The players are not the issue. They are giving their all every single game, and sometimes the talent just isn't there, but at the same time, the talent can be there. But if you don't have the right staff, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have the right people developing your guys and teaching your guys, it's crazy. It's just.
I just hope that this off season, the Nationals can just have a good off season, have a good draft, and just give me something that just gives me just at least a small bit of hope. I just want to see some hope from this team, some more fight from the front office for the players. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
Like I said, players aren't an issue. It's the front office. 90% of the time, it's the front office.
Yeah. Okay, we're confirming it 100% is Jose A. I guess it's Ferrer, maybe. That's who got traded. He's got a 4.48 ERA. The whip looks okay, 1.271, 76.1 innings. This is a quality arm from the left side.
Reliever or starter?
This is a reliever. Quality guy from the left side. Like I said, I don't think Harry Ford should have gone in the trade. If I'm looking at it from a Mariners fan, I'm not happy about that because, yeah, you have Cal Raleigh, but depth, like we've been saying, is very important, especially at the catcher position. What if Cal Raleigh goes down? It can always happen. Anything can happen, right? Now you have no fallback. Like, who's your second guy at that point? So I don't love it for Seattle. I do love it for Washington. I also like Washington more than Seattle. So.
Beltway brothers.
Alright, guys. Well, we're gonna move on here. We're gonna talk about Barry Bonds for a little bit.
Oh man.
Big name. Everybody's heard of him. I mean, steroid guy, right? That's just what everybody knows him as. He's a steroid guy. He was 4 RBIs away from 2,000 298 career batting average, 762 home runs. Obviously, that's the big highlight of his career were the home runs. Over 1 OPS.
I mean, think about it this way. Steroids are not. Tell me somebody who's doing that on steroids. Other than him.
I'll pitch in here too.
That's true.
Before he went to San Francisco, before he took steroids, I believe he was either a 3 or 4-time MVP for the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And he was putting up almost unheard of numbers back then, video game numbers almost, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And he went to San Francisco. Of course, he continued that. And, of course, turn of the millennium, apparently he got bigger. Physically.
It's just, like I said, like, how are you going, like, I understand drug use is not good in sports. However, you cannot discredit someone as great as this. It's like, kind of a little tangent here. We're from Jefferson County, West Virginia, and some of us might know him, Tyson Bagent. He played for Shepherd. All of his accolades were taken away because of something that someone in the academic office was doing, and the NCAA took away all of his accolades because of, I think it was like advisor letting him play because his GPA was too low or something.
Yeah.
And like, no, you don't do that. I don't care what you say, you don't do that. That's the same thing with this. This is literally like prime case for Hall of Fame. Like this is a Hall of Fame right here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
It
100%.
should be the best career in the Hall of Fame right now.
Exactly. This is who should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Drug use or not, this man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because he was doing this with or without those steroids. It doesn't matter.
And also to hit a baseball, you need good hand-eye coordination.
Exactly.
And he was the absolute best at hitting a baseball. And hearing him talk in videos, his philosophies on hitting, as a baseball player myself, it baffles me at what he says because I would never have thought of it.
Yeah, it's just these little like minute details. We're hurting players because they messed up. They made a mistake. They owned up to their mistake, and now they're being punished for their mistake. They're being punished in a way that they shouldn't be.
Well,
There's also
never got called for steroids. He never got called for steroids.
wasn't it done like a study done afterwards about it or something?
It was years after, yes.
So yeah, like at that point, it's just like, what are you doing? Like this guy, 110% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Just put him in the Hall of Fame.
Just do it. I mean, you know how many people you're making upset because he made a mistake. Like, again, he made a mistake. But this is a monumental punishment for a mistake like that.
Right. I have the stats pulled up right now from his stats in Pittsburgh. He has 2 MVP seasons, 90 and 92. In 91, he finished MVP too. So he was just a few votes probably away, maybe even 1 vote away from 3 MVPs in Pittsburgh.
In 6 years.
Yeah. So,
No, is that 6 or 7?
It'll be 7. 176 home runs in those 7 years in Pittsburgh, with a 275 batting average. Guys, what else do you want from him?
He literally played 2 separate careers, and one was just slightly shorter.
He had almost 3 Hall of Fame careers just from his time in Pittsburgh, his time in the 90s with the Giants, and then his career in the 2000s with the Giants. Almost 3 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same thing, another tangent, with like a player like LeBron James. He has had multiple careers in different ways. The exact same thing is going on here. But for whatever reason, the MLB just says, no, you see, he did a bad, so he can't be in the Hall of Fame. And I bet you anything, if we go into the Hall of Fame and look at some of these players that are already in there, there's a good chance there are quite a few that were on something. Especially players that were in like the 40s, the 50s, because you could get away with stuff back like in that time period.
Yeah.
Especially like if you were some of the better players, a lot of things were rigged back in those days. I mean, basketball, football, baseball, it doesn't matter. A lot of things were rigged back then because of rules were different.
Well, let's be honest. If they were seeing 100 back then, baseball would have never even became an actual sport that would have developed as the way it did. It developed through offense, right? And they were not seeing 100 miles an hour back then. Those guys, you can compare them all you want. Babe Ruth to Shohei Ohtani or people like that. I mean, you put Babe Ruth up against
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan, or the guys that Ohtani's facing.
Randy Johnson.
Yeah. You put them up against those guys. Let's see what happens.
They ain't hitting
Right.
the ball. Maybe if you give them like.
Put Babe Ruth on the mound against Ohtani and Judge. See what happens. I mean, he's just not. Babe Ruth, he was good for his time, right? I don't think he would be good now.
It's like it's just you're comparing two separate eras.
Apples to
And
oranges, bro.
the separate eras, there's going to be different reasons why they were good in those eras. And I mean, you put Barry Bonds in Babe Ruth's era, he's doubling what he's doing, what he did.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
he's doubling it because
Probably triple.
now he can see it because it's even slower than what he's used to.
Yeah.
Now he's seeing it no problem. And
That's like putting him against high school kids. Today's high school kids put Barry Bonds in the box, bro. Like, that's basically what it is. I mean, those guys were not to the level of athleticism that pitchers are today.
exactly. It's just.
And
well,
technology has a lot to do with that.
absolutely.
So, and there were probably some guys back then that threw pretty hard.
Yeah, but they're not Nolan Ryan throwing the ball hard.
Aroldis Chapman was not around in the 1940s, dog. No, like, it just, no, he wasn't. We're going to stay on the topic of Hall of Fame. Jeff Kent just
Barry
got,
Bonds' teammate.
yeah,
The first time.
just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. 290 career batting average. 1,500 RBIs, 94 stolen bases, pretty slow. 855 OPS. He played for a lot of different teams. The Jays in '92. He played for the Mets in '92. The Mets again. Cleveland, San Francisco, Houston, and LA, where he finished his career. So he's, deserving, I would say.
He did win an MVP.
Yeah.
I believe that was 2002. But also, another notable thing about Jeff Kent is 2000.
MVP 2000.
I knew this with the Giants. Jeff Kent was on the ballot, on the Contemporary Baseball Era Committee ballot, along with himself, Barry Bonds, I believe Roger Clemens, and a few other guys, which of course, I believe it was 10 people, and Jeff Kent was the only one out of those 10 to be voted in this year, which of course that ballot is not the official Hall of Fame ballot, but it is again another write-in after you've served your 10 years of Hall of Fame eligibility, voter eligibility, and then of course after 10 years you get off of it, then someone after you get put on a contemporary ballot, and then there's your second chance to get it in the Hall.
Right. Barry Bonds is always going to be a first ballot guy, and he's never actually going to get in.
Barry Bonds should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
So, this is my first time hearing of this guy, Jeff Kent. I like I said, baseball's not my bread and butter.
I didn't hear too much of him before this either.
So, I mean, it's very cool though, like to learn about these players that are very, like, they were very big around the time I was born. So, I wasn't able to watch them, of course.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have known, but, like, being able to, like, learn things like this is very important, which is also a good point for this podcast. We're all learning still. So
Yeah, bear with us, guys. Try not to drag it along too much. We're going to move on to trades, trade talks now. Obviously, the top trade guy right now is Tarek Skubal. Honestly, I don't see him getting traded, but there is a lot of rumors around the Dodgers. I do think the Dodgers are a good fit for Skubal. You trade a Tyler Glass now and send some prospects and some money over to Detroit. You bring Detroit over, or you bring Skubal over, and LA has the money to extend him.
LA has the money to do anything they want.
Yeah, exactly. LA does what they want to do.
Exactly.
They don't care.
Big market team.
Very big market.
Yeah.
Tarek Skubal, arguably the best pitcher in the league.
So-
And he's definitely the best lefty pitcher in the league.
Question. So with ERA, is it the lower it is, the better you are?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's earned run average. Basically, that's on average how many earned runs you give up over the course of 9 innings.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So this is saying basically if he went a full 9 innings,
He only allows
Every
2
game.
He was only allowing
on
2.
average he's allowing 2 runs in that 9 innings, which means his 7 innings, 6 innings that he's gonna go as a starter. He's probably giving up 1,
Or none.
maybe 2 every other week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And of course, the only reason the ERAs look like that is because, of course, you're going to have to blow up start every so often.
Right.
Where you're going to give up
Right.
3, 4, 5 plus runs.
Yeah. And that's gonna inflate things a little bit.
Right. Okay.
So great guy, Tarek Skubal. I mean, I've never even heard anything bad about him as a person.
Was he the reason Detroit went? One of the big reasons Detroit went as far as they did?
Yeah.
He's probably the reason,
Big reason.
honestly.
Yeah, because I knew that Detroit was pretty damn good this year.
They are.
They lost to
Seattle.
Seattle.
In the
ALDS.
Okay.
Yeah, Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, on the horrible.
That's who you all
Awful.
wanted, right? Instead of Seattle.
That's who we. Yeah, we didn't want Seattle because honestly, I was scared of Seattle. Seattle was a great team on paper. I did think it was possible that we could beat them. My prediction was they weren't going to beat them. I thought Seattle was going to move on. I was wrong, thankfully, but very, very, very unfortunately, I was right about my World Series prediction when I said Dodgers in 7.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about
2
it.
outs
I mean,
away.
he's a Washington Commanders fan. He's not exactly used to having a good season. So.
Oh my gosh. No, and a Jays fan too. Like,
Yeah,
this is
no.
the first time since 2016 that we made it past the ALDS or even the wild card round, bro.
Yeah.
2022, you guys played Seattle in the wild card series.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm just going to say a very big lead was blown.
Yep. If you know, you know.
Like the Warriors,
You don't just
like
search
the
it up.
Cleveland 3-1 comeback.
It was crazy.
Staying on Tarek Skubal, I just actually saw something before we started recording here that there's apparently the deal is almost actually done.
I did see something about that.
For him to go to LA.
Yeah, I did see that. I also saw somebody shoot that down
Yeah.
and say this is not real.
Yeah.
Now whether it's real or
you don't
not,
know what's real.
I really hope that he doesn't go to LA. They do not need another guy like
No.
this.
no.
Absolutely not.
I mean, like,
Let somebody else on the World Series, please.
They said no.
Yeah.
I feel like because what are like some teams that you all think are a good fit for him outside of LA?
I think anybody's a good fit for him.
Absolutely.
Everybody can fit Skubal in their rotation.
Yeah, who's not going to welcome a bona fide ace to their team, even if they win 3 games all year?
Right.
And those 3 games he pitched in.
I think I do think some of the teams that could really use him and have the ability to trade for him are the teams like the Orioles, the Yankees, the Mets.
I'd rather not go to the Mets. They're in my division. I would rather not.
Yeah.
We're already getting curb stomped by the Mets every time we play. So I'd rather it be somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what? He can go to the Orioles. You know,
Yeah, I don't want him in there. I don't want him.
As long as it's not the
Here's something we
Yankees.
both don't want: the Red Sox.
Or the
Yes.
Yankees.
The Red Sox
Or
are
the
the best
Yankees.
fit. Yeah, or the Yankees. The Red Sox, in my opinion, are the best fit in the AL East. And I think that they're the best fit behind the Dodgers because they have so much young talent. They have so much MLB ready talent waiting. But they're just not going to get that playing time in Boston. So why not trade him away? Why not try to get, you know, Tarek Skubal in? But the thing is, I can see Boston. I could see Boston extending him.
They do have the power to do that.
They absolutely
if they
do.
are willing. Which half the time
That's
they
the
are.
thing. I don't know if they're willing.
Yeah. Half the time they want to spend, half the time they don't want to spend, they don't know what they want to do.
And with the news out now that they really didn't even offer Kyle Schwarber anything at all,
The four offers
I don't know if they're willing to spend.
Yeah. And the four offers I saw for Kyle Schwarber were from the Reds at, I believe, 5 years, $125 million.
Yeah,
The Pirates, 4 years, $120 million. The Orioles, who actually
matched to Philly.
no, it was the other way around. The Orioles offered him that 5 years, $150 and
Oh, okay.
then his agent took it to Philly, and then they matched it, and of course he went back to Philly.
He wanted to stay in Philly.
Yeah,
I always knew he was
they
going to be
didn't-
in Philly.
I guess, and what I think from his point of view was that he looked at his options and he said, I think I have the best chance to win now in Philly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would agree, unfortunately.
I do think that he made the right choice there. Not anything against the Orioles, but you guys do have more of a question mark in that starting rotation than the
Absolutely.
Phillies.
Absolutely.
The Phillies' question mark was Kyle Schwarber.
And then they have a question mark right now. Is Zach Wheeler going to come back healthy?
Right, right. So I mean, I guess
Be so strong.
I guess honestly, before the Pete Alonso signing, which obviously this was before the Pete Alonso signing when Schwarber signed, I would have gone with Philly also.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Philly is
Philly's in a
Proven.
win now mode.
Yeah, you've
exactly.
Got,
They're in World Series or bust mode.
Mhm.
Baltimore is we want to get back to the playoffs. We want to be in that AL East conversation.
We want to be competitive in the playoffs.
Yeah, and in our division, you have to go get Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
You have to go get Taylor Ward. I don't understand why you give up Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah, I still don't
4
understand
years.
that.
4 years.
I still don't understand that trade.
The only thing I can see is if Grayson Rodriguez has something wrong that we don't know about.
Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking about and reading about after seeing that trade. It's like there must be something the Orioles organization knows that nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Because-
So if he
because of
has
course
something
he's-
underlying.
He's been in the league since 2023, and of course he was called up I think mid 2023, and pitched a little bit, pitched in 2024 a little bit, didn't pitch at all this year, which that's not even a full season's worth of games that Grayson Rodriguez has pitched.
Yeah.
And of course when he's on. He's a very, very good pitcher.
Right. Staying on the topic of the Orioles, obviously we were just talking about Pete Alonso.
He's no longer in New York.
Pete
You're
Alonso. Pete Alonso signs for
5 years, $155 million.
There you go, $31 million a year. I don't think anything was deferred.
I do not know. I did not look at the details. I was very shell shocked when I saw it.
Yo, can I get like
Yeah.
can I get like 100,000?
For real.
Please, Speed, I need this.
Speed mentioned.
Speed mentioned life ruined, bro. This guy, Pete Alonso, last year 272 batting average, 38 home runs, 126 RBIs, 871 OPS, and apparently, if he was in Camden Yards,
For of course, 81 games.
he would have had 40 home runs
Is that
because
how
of the
that-
shorter right
Yeah.
field porch. So because
Well, it's also a very tall wall.
yeah, but right center is shorter
Yeah,
than
it
right
is,
center
it is.
and City Field.
That's true.
How do you feel about this?
I feel very great about it. Of course, after missing out on Schwarber, I had no idea what we were going to do after that. And of course, earlier in the offseason, we had, I believe, traded or signed Taylor Ward. I don't remember. I think we traded for him. But I feel like he's going to fit very well in the middle of our lineup. We have a lot of lefties. need him, Alonso, and Ward, and a few other righties, and then stacked with lefties: Beavers, Henderson, Holiday, Cowser, and Basayo, who's looking very good. But not to steer off the topic of Pete Alonso, I personally I hope it doesn't turn into another Chris Davis situation, because this is the second largest contract in Orioles history. Again, another power hitting first baseman, signed long-ish term. Chris Davis was 7 years, 161. This is 5, 155. I just hope it doesn't turn into another Chris Davis situation. But forget how old Davis was when he signed, but Pete Alonso, as of today, is 31 years old. Of course, at the end of his contract, he'll be 36. Hopefully, keeping up the production that he does now, or has been doing now. 40 homers, 120 RBIs a year, with a decent average. But I feel like he will benefit from hitting in the smaller Camden Yards,
Right.
and playing at Yankee Stadium a lot more.
That's true.
Than when he was in Queens.
And Toronto.
Yeah, and Toronto. But
And Boston.
yeah,
Boston's got that short torching, right?
He moved to a division, stayed in the same division, but the other league, with a bunch of shorter balls.
Yeah.
So who knows? His home run numbers could stay the same, or they could jump up 5 or 6, maybe more.
I could see them jumping up. However, what I don't see jumping up is his RBIs. I do think that the RBIs are going to come down a little bit. He's going to come back down to earth a little bit. I do think he's going to be 100 or more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him getting under 100 RBIs in a healthy season.
It's just the other Orioles have to get on base. Which,
right. I mean, you got to think, he was on the Mets last year. The Mets are...
Lindor, Soto.
Yeah.
And then
he had all that protection. Yeah. He doesn't have as much protection in Baltimore.
Because Henderson's not Soto or Lindor.
Right. It also depends on where they slot him in. If he's going to be at... If he's going to be at third or
4.
Yeah, 3rd or 4. I've seen some projected lineups with Pete Alonso leading off.
I have to, and in the 2-hole.
Yeah, I don't like him leading off.
No, he's not Kyle Schwarber. No. He hits for a higher average than Kyle Schwarber.
Well, his batting average is 253 in his career.
Yes.
So
he also had...
That's with the inflated numbers from this year. So I don't know. Let's see, what was it before this year? His overall batting average before this year was 249. So,
yeah.
I mean, not terrible.
No, not at all.
I will take a 250 batting average if you're going to give me 40 home runs a year.
Absolutely.
And 100 RBIs a year.
Absolutely.
I mean, you would just be stupid to not.
Yeah. And what are his strikeout numbers? His OBP last year was 347, which for the big leagues, of course, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. Let's see. 158. Strikeouts 158.
His average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that comes out to about 1.
He's averaging about 158 strikeouts a year.
Of course, I remember the early 2010s with the Orioles. You had Chris Davis, Mark Reynolds, who were pretty much guaranteed 180, 200 strikeout guys. But again, 35, 40, 45 homers from them. But that's a big difference from 220, 40 to 250, 35, 40 homers.
We also got to think about who's in. The pitching staffs and the AL East are also going to be tougher on Alonso. So we'll see
Garrett
how it
Cole,
goes.
Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Garrett Crochet, Dylan C., Shane Bieber, Kevin Gausman. Am I missing anybody?
Trey Savage,
who hopefully, of course,
big strikeout guy.
Scherzer in Toronto?
Scherzer just he's not signed anywhere yet.
Yeah,
he just got off the books this year.
Hey, Washington, you should get him back. He'd be a great mentor for.
Honestly, just make him a coach, bro. Like he'd be a player
We could sign him to like a 1-year deal just to see.
That's
like,
what we did. That's
we
exactly.
could sign him to a
what we did.
1-year deal, just have him mentor the young guys, play a couple games.
I think he's gonna want to go to a contender because I think he's gonna want to try and win a World Series.
Yeah.
I understand, but like at the same time, Washington's your home. Come back.
I would love Max Scherzer back
I
in
would love
Washington.
to.
Yes.
So like dead ass, I would love to see if like Scherzer
Scherzer.
and like come home. Soto, come home. You can like just see it in how a player just is just all around where they love, and I think Juan Soto was his happiest in Washington aside from the World Series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
like don't even worry about the playoffs. He was having fun in Washington.
And that's the
And
big
he
thing about
did
baseball.
really well in the playoffs too.
And that's the big thing about baseball. It's a kid's game. If you ain't having fun, why are you
Exactly.
playing?
Exactly. Like I just think that's the other reason why I'm still very upset about the Soto trade, because he wanted to be in Washington.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So a point that I was going to bring up actually when you were talking about Juan Soto, you guys, if you don't trade him, you guys probably would have had him under contract until last year, because that's when his rookie contract was up, and he hit free agency was last year. You guys definitely would not have paid him $765.
No, but I mean, if you think about it, that's still
But-
a contending team
Exactly.
for.
But the thing is, maybe you get another World Series, and that 6 years after,
Yeah.
maybe,
That's just
and
kind
we'll
of.
never know now.
Yeah, right. It's just when you just get rid of a guy like that, just.
Yeah.
And then
And you did nothing with it.
exactly.
The guys you traded for are nobodies. They did nothing for you at all.
Well, actually, I did make that point. It was they got McKenzie Boyd, C.J. Abrams, and James Wood.
But what are they doing right now?
Yeah, but that's
Being average.
3 guys over the last 6 years that haven't really done much.
There's
That's
also
exactly
more,
what-
but of course
exactly
they're
what-
not as notable.
It's just
When did he get traded in 22?
yeah. I just think like if you keep him, maybe you keep him until his second to last year of his rookie contract before you decide whether you want to trade him or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You develop the guy, and if he is okay with taking a pay cut for staying in Washington because he likes the team, likes the staff, you have talked with him about that in that last 2 years. You know what I mean? And
Right.
if it turns out that he's willing to take that pay cut, that's a big plus. That's a great
Huge.
guy.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you know what I mean? That's a wonderful player to have on your side.
Absolutely. For sure. Alrighty, we'll talk about Ryan Helsley now. Also another guy went to the Orioles.
Mm-hmm. 2-year deal with the player option or team option after this year or this next year.
Probably because of that ERA right there, 4.50.
Well, that's also
Yeah.
an anomaly because that's the
It looks like a down year for him.
It was.
Exactly.
he went from the Cardinals to I believe the Mets.
Yeah, exactly. So because he had that down year, obviously a team's got to throw in that player or that team option after the first year. Hey, we're gonna run it, see how you do. If you're gonna suck again, we're not gonna have you back.
But also can't forget about our perennial closer Felix Bautista, which is
Right.
why we signed Helsley because I don't think he's gonna be pitching in 26
Bautista?
because of his shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't even hear anything about that. Honestly.
I could be wrong, but I think he's out for the whole year,
That's,
almost, if not
that's
So is that gonna be-
3/4 of the year.
Is that gonna be your like fill-in closer until he comes back?
Pretty much. That's also. I think that's also why we gave him a team option, which I kind of wish we didn't give him a team option because I would have loved to have Helsley and Bautista in the back end of our bullpen.
Well, you still could.
Yeah, we absolutely could. It's just if Helsley performs and we like what he did, we can pair him with Bautista, and nobody's gonna hit our back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, all his career he's got a 2.96 ERA.
Yeah.
This guy is a really good. I mean, he's a quality arm.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Everybody has down years. Just want to talk about Bo Bichette really quick. Last year, I mean, he had a phenomenal year, right?
In 25.
In 25. 311 batting average, 840 OPS, 94 RBIs. you literally just go back to the previous year. That OPS is 598, under 600. Batting average 225. 31 RBIs.
Also, good games played.
Yeah, he was hurt all the time, and that was another thing with Helsley. He was hurt.
Yeah, he was.
And he had a big bounce back year. I can see Helsley doing the same thing.
I think that was a good choice on Baltimore's end because
Absolutely.
the potential that you have there is somebody that can, especially like you were saying, I like I said, don't know much, but like from what you were saying about Felix Bautista, having that kind of closing pitching room is phenomenal. Like you can't ask for anything better.
No, you can't.
And if it turns out he does have a great bounce back year, then like that's big for Baltimore, and that could possibly lead to a very, and if Bautista's back by postseason, that's a very competitive Baltimore postseason team that has a chance. They have a chance.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
if
100%.
they can put everything together, along with the Pete Alonso side, they have the tools to do what they need to do. It's a matter of do you use those tools correctly? As
You
a
have
thing.
the offensive tools.
Exactly.
The Baltimore Orioles lineup is terrifying as a Blue Jays fan.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I can name the first nine. You got, this probably ain't going to be the right order, but you got at catcher, Adley Rutschman. First base, Pete Alonso. Second base, Jackson Holliday. Shortstop, Gunnar. Third base, Jordan Westberg. In the outfield, you got Taylor Ward. Center field. Kowser, and then Dylan Beavers or Tyler O'Neill in right field. And then, of course, Samuel Messiah.
Well, you have Tyler. You just put Taylor Ward in there.
Yes.
Left
Yeah.
field, I think.
It's
I think he's a left fielder.
Yeah.
And then, I mean,
Then off the bench.
DH, and you got
Messiah. Yeah. And then you have Mountcastle or Cody Mayo, which, in my opinion, I think one's going to get traded.
I think Mountcastle's is going.
One of them's going to get traded.
Mountcastle's going for sure.
And another thing going back to Ryan Helsley is right now, in my opinion, it's just him in the bullpen. The rest of our bullpen is mediocre at best.
Oh yeah.
Because
You
Cano,
gotta get pitchers, man.
yeah, because Junior Cano, his first year in the league, he dominated. His second year, it was a little shaky. Then the next year was just as shaky. This year was horrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reminds me of this is a shout out, and maybe a lot of you might not know who this is. NBA player Emeka Okafor.
I don't even know
I
who
heard
that is.
him.
He had
That is-
a very solid rookie season.
Mhm.
Everything went downhill from there.
Yeah.
He came to Washington for a couple years.
It's just one.
Emeka. He was drafted in, I want to say, like early to mid 2000s.
Yeah,
And he came to Washington.
2016.
Yes, he came into Washington in 2011, and it was him and Nene in the backcourt. And they were very solid together, but that was like the last time anyone ever really heard of Emeka Okafor. And he was drafted to a team that doesn't exist anymore, the Charlotte Bobcats. We don't talk about that 2012 season.
No.
But like that very much reminds me of an Emeka Okafor kind of player. Just you have a very solid first season, and then everything else just kind of you just
Downhill.
Yeah.
and I think a lot of things that go into that. Another player that's kind of similar to that is Vince Carter, because
Yes.
he was an amazing player in his first couple of years. No work ethic.
No, but
None.
he was still
Chase
walking
Young.
bucket.
Yeah, Chase Young.
Chase Young's perfect
you
example.
are like an amazing prospect, and you have a very good first season, and you're looking like you're going to be one of the top guys out there.
Defensive rookie.
And then you have no work ethic, and you just, where are they now? I mean, Vince Carter sure was in the league for a long time, but it's just because namesake. You know what I mean? Namesake. People want that name.
Chase Young did not care.
Exactly. And then, what's his name? Is it Cano?
Yeah, you're
He and Eric Cano.
I don't know his work ethic.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
No.
has a good work ethic or not, but this could very well boil down to I had a really good rookie season, and I consider myself. I don't think I got to work on anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you come into a league, a major league like this, and you perform well. A lot of times they'll just think, yeah, I'm
that guy.
I'm that guy, and I don't need to work on anything. And then
Ego gets in the way. You think you're the shit, and all of a sudden you're not.
Exactly. It's a humbling experience.
Baseball especially will humble your ass, bro.
Like it's just one of those things where it's just like you're not gonna be playing the exact same guys on the exact same teams again.
And
They're
teams
going
change per year.
Yeah, and you also the other thing, people watch film.
Yeah. Every sport watches
Every
film.
sport watches film. They're going to see why you perform so well, and they're going to prepare themselves for when they have to play against you.
Yep.
And they're going to have a game plan for you.
Yep.
As soon as they see who you are and like see how the reason you perform so well, and if it turns out to be something that they can very easily counter, your ego doesn't, your rookie season doesn't matter.
No.
Not at all.
Because I believe I watched a game, or could only close a game in the rookie season, which it was the night Brooks Robinson passed away. We were playing the Washington Nationals. Kyle Radish threw 8 shutout innings. It was stupendous. It was beautiful. And then Cano came in and he absolutely slammed the door on less than 20 pitches, 1-0 win.
Yeah.
And from there, it just seemed like it went downhill.
Yeah. It's just
From that game on, because I watched him in the playoffs that year, and he didn't look like him from regular season on.
Playoff does something to a man, bro.
I know it absolutely.
playoffs absolutely will ruin your mental.
Yeah.
Playoff any sport, especially playoff baseball, from what I've seen, really hurts a man's psyche. Like it really messes with your head because it's a whole different level of play. Like the regular season, you aren't going 100% in the regular season. You're coasting at 65, 70%. And if you turns out you have like a very solid season because of your roster, now you're in the playoffs. Now you're in playoff mode. I mean, go back to the NBA, the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler. They're like a 42-win team. They go in the playoffs and they beat the 1 seed in a sweep.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like that's just the kind of thing that you see in playoffs, especially in the MLB. Because in that first round of the playoffs, you only get 3 games.
It's huge to get that bye week in the MLB because you're coming off 162 games.
Exactly.
That's a lot of games to play, man. That's over a course of 5 months.
Late March
6 months.
to end of September, early October.
Yeah, 6 months.
I mean,
that doesn't even count. That doesn't count playoffs. That doesn't count spring training.
That's the regular season.
Yeah.
It's just it's
Spring training, even in itself, is a month and a half long almost.
yeah. So the whole season rounds out to what do you think, about 9 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly.
8.5,
If you
8.5, 9
Middle
months.
February, early November, latest.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
Roughly 8.5.
especially on a younger guy who's used to these college or minors. You said like college or minors. They're
Even the minor league season is still about the same length.
yeah, but it's the different level of talent that you're playing against, of course.
And the difference with the college season, it's faster paced because they typically start in February as well. They start playing games in February.
Yeah.
At least around here. Then they end in late May, early June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's 4 months of intense baseball.
Yeah, and now you're going to, if you're a playoff team, you're going to 8.5, 9 months of baseball, and you're not used to that.
Yeah.
It's just like it's hard on a man's psyche, especially a young man who's never had to experience anything this level of intensity from the players and the fans, especially if you're in an away game.
Not to mention, you're traveling that much. You're away from home for that time, right? That's
You're sleeping in a hotel room.
That's not as easy as people think.
Yeah, it's
sometimes you go away for 2 weeks on a road trip, even out west, time change. Of course, the first few days you're feeling it, then you're good to go. Then all of a sudden, I got to go back home, and then you got to get adjusted to the time again.
And then daylight savings kicks in, and all just a lot of factors, whether all that, but specifically the playoffs, intensity is up here. Everybody's playing at 100%. Everybody's playing at 100% no matter what, because this is a win now.
And you especially see the managerial the strategies change.
Yep.
Like you're putting starters in when they just pitched 2 days ago to try to close the game out.
Yeah.
And in the regular season, you don't do that.
No,
You absolutely don't.
can't. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a I have to win now, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You're just used to being able to come into a game that, you know, pitcher's already been lights out and you don't have to really do much to win the game. And then, but that's, again, not everybody's playing at 100%. You know, one game in MLB season is not going to decide everything.
Right.
But it also could.
It could, but like,
It's not going to happen every time.
no, but I mean, like, if it's like
I know what you're about to say.
game 10 of the regular
Yeah.
season,
You have 152 more games to go.
Exactly.
Don't be throwing yourself out
No.
or anything. This is, especially if you're a younger guy.
And again, that's the same intensity going back to the starters in the playoffs. You saw Yamamoto of the Dodgers pitch in Game 6, 97 pitches. It goes, I think, 6 innings, then come out the very next day and close that World Series Game 7. It's insane.
Yeah.
And after he threw a complete game shutout in, I believe, Game 2, he was in the bullpen for Game 3 in that 18-inning marathon. He was in the bullpen
He was.
after throwing a complete game shutout, I think over 100 pitches.
That's just all a blur. Honestly, it's all a blur now.
Yeah.
But I mean, to your point, early in the season, no, it's not. Those 1-2 games don't really matter.
Right.
When you get towards the end of the season, I don't know what it is about the Blue Jays, man. Like, we always find a way to make it matter. To make that one game matter. This year, for example, we won the division because we won the last game of the season. If we lose that game, we don't win the division. The Yankees win. 2021, we won. We did everything we could. I think Boston won, knocked us out of the playoffs. And I'm pretty sure it was just like some crazy comeback too. Like they were really looking like they were gonna lose. Came back, we were out of the playoffs like that. I mean, it's crazy to me at the end of the season. You don't even think about, like, you don't even remember the first half of the season.
Right.
You don't remember
You're
that.
not in regular season mode anymore. You're in, especially if you're on the brink of the playoffs, you're in, we have to win.
Everything before the All-Star break doesn't matter at that point. You just,
Matters to
you're
a
in that
point.
final, yeah.
It's like, if you're, again, that 2019 World Series, if you're 19-31, every game after that matters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Especially if
Right.
if you're a team that's pushing for the playoffs. But if you're like floating at like 36-30,
Yeah,
you're in a pretty solid standpoint.
yeah.
Sure, you're getting a little worried, but
You gotta step it up a little bit.
exactly. But you're not in some. You're not in 100%. We gotta start winning every single game, or else we aren't gonna be able.
When you're 19 and 31, yeah.
Yeah, that's so like it just kind of just depends on where you are at before that All-Star break. Like how you've been playing that entire part of the first half of the season. How have we been doing? All right, we're not too bad. We might need to pick up a little bit, but
You always got to go into the second half with a game plan, and you have to execute.
exactly. And I mean,
I guess for any sport.
yeah, I mean, I think like in the first half of the MLB season, I don't think anybody's like, you know, going over 60%. I think you're coasting, you're trying to like feel what kind of team this is, and you're just learning what your team is, who goes where, who's on, you know, who's going to be my starters, X, Y, Z. Once you hit that second half of the season, it's like, okay, I know who I'm going to put in. I know who, for a fact, who I'm going to put in. I've been able to watch my team play for half of the season. Now we're ready to go.
Yeah.
That
You
first
can't
100
be burnt
games
out.
is pretty much where you figure it out, because the All-Star game, of course, is not at the exact halfway point of the year.
Yeah.
No,
That's why
it's
having-
later in the year.
That's why having like a 162 game season is nice for baseball, because you get that time to figure out what kind of a team, what your team's identity is.
Yeah.
Once you figure that out by the All-Star game, that's how you game plan for those last 65 games.
Yeah.
I feel like everything in baseball can be seen as a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
I mean, 162 games is a lot of games to play for any sport.
any sport. Yeah.
Like that's just a lot of games.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, that's a lot of
Yeah.
games.
The baseball is the least. I mean, I wouldn't say the least physically demanding, but it's pretty far down there when it comes to physical demanding.
Between like the main American sports, I'd say it's between baseball and basketball, which are the least physically demanding. Hockey and football are the most physically demanding, especially
Soccer's crazy, man.
I'm
Like,
talking about
imagine running
I'm
up and
talking
down
about
that
before
field.
that I pay attention to.
Yeah,
Which is baseball, football, basketball, and hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey is extremely physically demanding.
Oh, 100%.
Football. Football. There's a reason they only play 17 games.
Yeah, because you're getting hit constantly, every single play.
Speaking of football hits, going on a little bit tangent. Did you see that Jalen Petrie hit in that Kansas City game on Rasheed Rice? Oh my! I thought he was dead. The way he felt, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, bro.
This man like flops on the ground like a rag doll. I genuinely was like,
And then he kind of just like rolled over. Like,
I was like concussion end of season. He's done. He's done for the season.
Yeah, for sure.
But like baseball, I'm not gonna say is like not physically demanding because that's not true. It is, especially in
It's
certain.
mentally demanding sport.
Mentally.
Yeah, I mean if you're playing 162 games, that's like very mentally demanding.
There's
I
a
mean
lot
you
more
play
ways.
at this like now you're playing every single team.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to game plan for every single team. Tell me that's not physically demanding. That's 29 other teams you gotta game plan for.
Physically and, of course, more mentally demanding.
Yeah,
So you got to go out and physically perform that mental game plan.
like you know how much film you gotta watch for 29 separate teams?
Even in baseball, you have to watch a lot of film.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the pitchers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially pitchers,
Because they got to have a game plan for each hitter that they're going to face. Because, of course, the hitter sees who's pitching even days before the game. And, of course, it's vice versa. Well, it's not really vice versa. The pitcher only has that day really to plan or have to get his game plan in because they get the lineups day in and day out, changes every single day, and they have to formulate a game plan just hours before the game.
right. Flashing over here, Robert Suarez just signed a deal with the Braves. I believe it was 2 years.
3 years.
3 years?
I think it was 3.45.
345. I do think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty solid guy.
As a Jays fan, I hate that. I wanted Suarez, especially since Diaz went to the Dodgers. I was like, okay, we got to get Suarez now. Fairbanks, I like him, but if we miss out on Fairbanks, I don't know how I feel about riding with Jeff Hoffman again. I mean, he did well in the playoffs up until that. He just had that one thing, but he had a 4.5 ERA. You can't be in World Series mode and have your closer have a 4.5 ERA, give up the most home runs in the MLB as a closing pitcher. You can't have that, right? And it showed in the World Series. When he gave up, when he gave up a home run to Miguel Rojas of all people. I was sitting there thinking, okay, get through Miguel Rojas. Don't give up that home run to Shohei Ohtani, and then I see Miguel Rojas smack one 400 feet, and I'm like devastated. I was devastated. I truly was. That was. I can't even explain it, except for devastating. It was really
Speechless.
Yeah. Yep. I had nothing to say, whatever. But this guy, I like him.
He was a bit of a late bloomer in his career.
Yep.
I have noticed that.
Yeah, he was. But he's up. He's throwing 100 miles an hour.
Filthy stuff.
Yeah, disgusting. I mean, this guy, huge for the Braves. I like this for the Braves a lot.
And I think he's good.
From
what I heard, I believe he's going to be set up man to Raisel Iglesias.
Yeah, matching them two. You have two closers in your bullpen.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That was him and Mason Miller last year. That was him and Mason Miller the second half of last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you like not trade him somewhere? It's like really appreciate it. We're kind of struggling over here.
Okay, we're going to flash over to Dylan Cease. This was very exciting for me.
Yeah, it was.
The way I found out was his text. Like,
Another thing about that, I found out about Pete Alonso.
so, I mean, whatever. Like, he texted me, congratulations on Dylan Cease, and I'm like,
What?
like, what are you talking about? So, I'm stoked for this. I'm stoked for the Jays. I'm really happy about this. I know.
Sorry, Pete Alonso's going to take 450.
Probably, like a few times, honestly, he probably will. Dylan Cease, I want this guy on my team. He throws hard. He's figuring stuff out.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
Absolutely. He has the Cy Young, caliber stuff. And last year, okay, he didn't have as much. Whatever. All right. He was playing in San Diego. Look at that division. He's not going to have it that much playing the Dodgers 13 times a year. I mean, let's just be honest. In the AL East, maybe it's not much better, especially after Pete Alonso just went to Baltimore. Maybe it's not much better, but I do think that he can figure it out.
And the other heavy hitters in the AL East, like Judge, Vlad.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Vlad. Yeah, Vlad's on the team. Yeah. And then the up-and-coming, not the up-and-coming, but the very young, scrappy lineup of the Red Sox.
Yep. Absolutely. So, there's a lot of guys there. Yunier Cano. Not Yunier Cano. What am I thinking of? The Rays.
The Rays? Siri?
No. He's a younger guy. Yunier. What? Whatever. Anyways, the guy hit over 40 home runs last year.
Junior Caminero.
Yeah.
Junior Caminero.
Caminero, yep.
Close
enough.
You said 40. I know.
Yep. I'm stoked about this. 210, 7 years, $64 million deferred. I like it for the Jays. We'll see how it goes. I have a lot of trust in our guys and our staff and especially our pitching development. I feel like Alek Manoah shadows over a lot of that, and people think, okay, well, your stuff's obviously not great. I mean, you could say that, but that was all Alek Manoah. Okay, that had nothing to do with the staff. We turned Kevin Gausman into a Cy Young candidate. Chris Bassett, Jose Barrios. I mean, these guys, Hyunjin Ryu. I'm excited for Cease. I really am. So.
And then another thing I just saw looking at his stats here, he started every single game he could have last year.
Yep.
32 out of 32.
Yep. 168 innings pitched. This guy, he doesn't miss starts. I'm pretty sure he's never, other than maybe his rookie or I don't know. He got hurt somewhere.
No, he started. Looks like he hasn't missed a start at all since 2021.
Yeah, that's what he don't miss starts, guys. He's durable. He's durable as it gets.
This is the one thing that obviously concerns me. You don't see a lot of 200 inning guys anymore. But I think still 168 is pretty good nowadays because starters only go 4 or 5 innings anymore.
I mean, one of the best things you can ask for in any sport is availability.
Absolutely.
Availability is one of the most important things in any sport, especially a sport you're playing 162 games a year.
And being able to start every single game you can.
Yeah, exactly.
That's big.
And I mean, he started every game he could, and he's playing in a division with the LA Dodgers, and he's still able to do a 450, 455. I mean,
it's not horrible.
It's not horrible. It definitely seems like it was a lesser year than usual. But I mean, like, again, the Dodgers are in your division. You're not exactly going to have an easy way. And I can't remember who else in that division. But I believe
Diamondbacks, Rockies, and Giants.
Yeah, so that's, I feel like that's a pretty...
Coors Field, you're giving up a lot of home runs.
And even the first half Diamondbacks, they were still a really good team until they just decided to blow it up.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it's just, it's still a tough division he's going to be in. I mean, the division he's in now is...
AL East is better.
Field is prone to giving them so many home runs.
Yeah.
Coors Field is a home run factory.
Yeah, so I mean, I have hope for Toronto for you guys. I think that durability, availability is one of the best things you can ask for in any sport. And I don't know how good your pitching staff is, but I mean, if they're able to work with him better, I don't know how good or bad where's he in San Diego before?
Yeah.
I don't know comparatively how good or bad the pitching staffs are, but I mean, if Toronto pitching staff is better, I mean, if you can get him down to under 4.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very solid guy to have for 32 games.
Yeah, if we can get him under 4, that's a big win. Big win for the Jays.
Or at least have him sitting right at 4.
either way, this guy's going to be able to weather the storm because he's going to go take the ball every single every fifth day.
He's going to be there 32 games out of the season. He's going to be there. There's no doubt in question.
Every fifth day, this guy will be on the mound, and he's going to give us innings, if nothing else, right? So, very excited for him. And fun fact, he's the first player to ever wear 84 in Jays history. Just a fun fact.
Going back to numbers, what number is Pete Alonso going to wear for the Orioles? Because number 20 is retired.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
18, maybe. 21. I think he wore. Did he wear 18 at some point?
No, it's always 20.
I'm thinking somebody else, I guess. Anyway, obviously we already talked about it a little bit. Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers. I hated that. I hated that so much. What are the Mets doing? The Mets are losing everybody.
Mets are going to
They got rid of 3. Yeah, you're loving it. You're loving life right now.
I mean, if that means we can get like
5 extra wins.
Exactly. That means we can hit 70 wins on the season. Let's go. That's
a
big up for Washington.
Absolutely. Edwin Diaz is one of the best.
163.
This guy's insane.
Holy cow.
Sorry, I don't know what that was.
He played in 62 games?
I think it was a ad or something.
I think it was too.
62 games in total, 163 is insane.
It's pretty good.
This guy, I mean, he's.
Sorry.
Nah, I could have done better.
Hey, I'm just glad.
I'll be throwing 71 miles.
Just glad I don't gotta face him as much.
Hard fastballs.
I could have done better.
I mean, gosh, the Dodgers don't need him.
No.
Give him somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean,
please, the Dodgers don't. This is not a necessity for the Dodgers. You're literally just letting how many World Series have they won?
2 in a row.
2 in a row. You're letting the back-to-back World Series champions get somebody that can make them so much better.
Well, believe it or not,
they do because their bullpen was a big need.
Yeah, I was going to say, believe it or not, the bullpen was their weakness.
Really,
the bullpen was their weakness, but there was a lot of injuries. Tanner Scott, there was a lot of guys that were down, but they're going to get all those guys back. Now they're going to have arguably a top 10 bullpen in baseball, with the top 5 offense in baseball, with the top 3 starting rotation in baseball.
If that's not a recipe for another World Series, I don't know what is.
Yeah, no. This sucks as a Jays fan, especially
almost a baseball fan almost.
It sucks as a
especially
baseball.
because we were in them.
It sucks as a baseball fan who's not a Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? Anybody, it's like how Kansas City was a dynasty and everybody was upset about it. It's how the Patriots were a dynasty and everybody was upset about it. I look back on it now, I'm okay with the Patriots being a dynasty as long as Kansas City is a dynasty.
You ever play video games or something, like sports video games, and you're doing really well and you just get bored because there's no competition?
That's what they're doing.
I wonder if the Dodgers fans feel like that. Like they're just starting to get bored because
I know Dodger fans.
we just don't lose.
I mean, I bet
I
you
want to
that's how
see competition.
I bet you that's how the Yankees fans felt when they had Jeter and everybody.
Yeah, I want to see quality baseball when they three-peated 99 through 2001.
Yeah,
They actually lost that one.
98 through 2000 maybe.
No.
it's just like you just think about things like that.
95, 98, I think.
As awesome as it is to see your team win, you don't it's cool, but they're just doing the same thing over and over. It's like seeing it's better than seeing your team lose constantly, but in the same concept, you're watching them do the same thing over and over and over again, and you're just not really wanting to. You don't have that same joy that you had before, where there's you want competition from other teams because you want to watch a good game every single time.
Exactly.
That's how I am with any sport. I would love to watch a good game over a blowout any day of the week.
100%.
As much as I love Washington, watching Washington beat Baltimore in that game,
Stomp them. Yeah.
I would have been happier if I saw a close game that Washington won with something big in the 9th inning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the core of like watching. That, in my opinion, that's the best games in baseball. Is you're watching a game. Let's say they're tied 6-6 at the 8th inning. Now we're in the top of the ninth, and maybe they went up 7-6. And now they're in the bottom of the ninth, and they have a chance to win this game.
And they got a runner on, and somebody hits a walk-off, 2-run walk-off home run.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best feeling in the world.
It's a lot better of a feeling
than watching your team win 10-0
every
every single time.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, it's just one of those things where it's just like, as a GM, you love to see that your team is doing this, but at the same time, it's not just about you and the players. About the fans too. The fans matter. The fans are the reason you really have the money to do all this, because they're all the tickets. They're showing up. They're paying for these tickets. They're paying for the merch. X, Y, Z. Yeah. Give them something. If that means you just do like a little like, hey, I'm gonna trade monkey bets. Like you know, like just something where it's just like, huh, and then you still do good with what you have, but it's not blowout wins good. It's like competitive good, because now they have to perform, because they don't have a top guy in Mookie Betts on the team anymore. That's the kind of thing that I like to see. You know what I mean?
It's like the games we went to, that Blue Jays game. Like, Blue Jays went up early, and then we came back, and I think took the lead in like the 7th inning. And
that was a back and forth game.
Yeah. That was a really good game.
Yeah. Those are the games that I love. That like I think most fans can agree are fun to watch. I'm not gonna say all, because there are those fans that are just like, especially younger fans, that are like, my team's winning all the time. I'm the happiest like middle schooler in the world.
Yeah,
you know,
bandwagons too, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Or like you're just rooting for a team because your favorite player's on that team.
Yeah.
LA fans from Maine, dog. Like, that's the type of.
Listen, man, you're a Toronto fan from West Virginia.
It's only 8 hours from here. That's a lot closer than a lot of people, than a lot of stadiums. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
I know a Dodger fan from Maryland, but his family's from LA, and of course, it makes sense.
I was a Jays fan forever though. Basically. No, I know. My point is to what you were saying. A lot of these fans just hop on the bandwagon, the younger ones especially, and they don't really get to have that feeling of watching your team lose for 4 years. Yeah. Watching your team absolutely suck for 4 years, and then you get more exciting talents, and you're going again.
Watching your team put 2 and 2 together is one of the best things you can ever see. Watching watching the Nationals go from this team that could have a year every so often where they not really make a deep playoff run, but they make it, and you're just like, holy crap, the Washington Nationals just made the playoffs. You know what I mean? To, holy crap, we just won the World Series.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? That's one of those things where it's like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see something. It's beautiful to watch your team improve over time because they made all the right moves, and it pays off.
Yeah. And that's how I felt in 22 as an Orioles fan, because the year before, I think we lost 119 games.
I think I remember
2021.
I think I remember
we lost 119 games, and then the next year we won 83.
Yeah.
And then I was like, huh?
We're 100.
We won 101 in 2023.
Yep.
And I'm not going to talk about playoffs. And then the next year we won 90 plus. And I'm not going to talk about playoffs
again, which we were there for.
Yeah, we were there game 2, the 2024 wildcard game, and watched
Cedric
Mullins
bro.
hit the home run.
Oh my
It's
God.
our only run in the freaking playoffs.
As a Jays fan, that was so much fun. Watching that home run was so much fun.
Because
I also love
it's an
Seti.
atmosphere is what you're used to.
Yeah, I also love Seti. I've always liked watching Seti play. I feel like every time I was there, he robbed or hit a home run.
Yeah, he did something cool.
That stretch that you all went to the playoffs and then, crap the bed reminds me of the Phillip Rivers led San Diego Chargers.
There's that topic. That's totally
Yeah, I mean, it's like they literally, I'm not even joking, one year they had the number 1 in offense and defense and missed the playoffs. because their special teams was so bad.
Type shit.
Literally, I'm not even joking. That literally happened. But like, it reminds me. But like, you know, you have this amazing regular season. We don't talk about the playoffs. We have this amazing regular season. We don't talk about the playoffs. Amazing regular season. We don't talk about the playoffs. Like it's just those kinds of things. And it's still like cool to watch your team win all these games in the regular season. But if it doesn't translate to anything, what does it matter?
You only have a playoff game since 2014.
That's insane. That's
Yeah, we got swept by the Royals in
We're going on 12
2014.
years now.
Swept by the Royals in 2014, ALCS, 4 games. Got swept by the Rangers, 2023, ALDS, 3 games. Got swept by the Royals, wild card, 2 games. Do the math.
Wild.
Do the math on that. How many playoff losses in a row do we have? 9.
Yeah, 9.
9. Our last playoff win was in Detroit against David Price.
We were up there in that same boat. I think we had.
No,
It
you
was
guys could have
21,
beat the Twins.
20. No, 21 we missed playoffs. 22, 23.
22 lost to the Mariners.
Yeah. Well, 24 we missed playoffs. 21 we missed playoffs. And we hadn't even been to the playoffs from 16 to 22. So, and now I watched my team go from last place in the American League East and be projected to be last place in the American League East again, to being first place in the American League East, first place in the American League, win the American League pennant, go to the World Series and push the Dodgers to 2 outs.
And the Yankees couldn't even
Game
do that.
7.
The Yankees couldn't even push them to 7.
Dog, we made the Yankees look like little leaguers.
Yeah.
We made them look like the Dodgers
And
made
that's
them
the
look
Yankees
like.
with Juan Soto and Aaron Judge.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
And you guys don't have Aaron Judge or Juan Soto.
No.
They
They have Vladdy though, and Vladdy was just like made up for both of their productions. So
Vladdy
Daddy.
Daddy.
Yankees lose.
As you can tell, we don't like Yankees.
Nah, fuck
Touchdown
that.
Dallas. Must have been the other team. That's one of my favorites.
That's insane. Speaking of the Yankees, Devin Williams going to the Mets.
Another Yankee leaving the Bronx.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it was crazy down here.
Yeah, he had a horrible year
Yeah.
this past year, and still got $50 million over 3 years. And
It's good as his past.
yeah,
Man, I mean,
very good.
that's a crazy pass to have.
I mean, yeah, this guy's. I mean, he's insane. Let's be honest.
I mean,
He's gonna have a bounce back.
I mean, that change that he throws, that almost screwball.
And he's not gonna be in Yankee Stadium anymore.
For some reason, the lights are a little dimmer over there in Queens.
Well, Yankee Stadium's also smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, but when he's in Yankee Stadium, that's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Mark Leader Jr.
Yeah, leaving the Yankees for the Athletics.
Yep.
Which, a little questionable to me, but still.
Hey, I mean, I guess, bro. Athletics need pitching.
I mean, hey.
They have good talent in the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of the Athletics, I feel like they're gonna be good once they move to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be good once they move to Vegas.
Yeah. Mike Yastrzemski went to
I believe the Braves.
the Braves. He went to the Braves because they signed him and then signed Suarez
Yeah.
back-to-back days. So Yastrzemski's going to the Braves. The Braves are cooking over there, man. Cody Ponce to the Jays.
I believe the KBO MVP, right?
KBO MVP last year, had an insane year. Had a 1.8 ERA. I think I think it was 200. It was around 200 strikeouts. I mean, and he had a good bit of 160 innings probably. No, this is just MLB seasons. But kind of like we don't talk about playoffs, we don't talk about Cody Ponce's pass in the MLB. This guy had a 5.86 ERA over his career in the MLB, 1-7 with a negative 0.6 WAR, and 55 innings pitched. This guy was horrible, like just terrible. for Pittsburgh. He went over to the KBO, the Korean baseball organization, and he figured it out. And I'm really excited for him. Anything else we want to hit up on? Any other takes for you?
I just wanted to make like a quick just reminder to everybody. This isn't sports related at all. I totally forgot Game Awards were on right now.
You forgot what?
The Game Awards are going on right now. 2025 Game Awards.
Oh, okay.
So I was like looking at it on my phone. Anything? I don't really know if there's anything else that I would really like to touch on. To be honest with you, for anything specifically, except for that, I keep seeing the 2025 NL leader for batting average, Trey Turner, and that's making me a little salty. But
you also forget he was a Dodger.
He was a Dodger.
Doesn't matter.
He's not there anymore.
No, anyway, he's in Philadelphia, and he's balling still. But
he is balling. He's balling.
Yeah.
Shouldn't slow it down anytime soon.
It's a name I haven't seen in a while.
What?
Manny Machado.
Oh my gosh, Manny Machado.
I watched him when he was on the Frederick Keys.
Really?
I remember going to a game and watching him play for the Frederick Keys. I remember that vividly because when I was younger, I used to be a Baltimore first fan, and then over time I was just like, not even really that I didn't like Baltimore. It was just I always liked DC sports more. Why am I a Baltimore fan? Like, you know what I mean? It was because of my family. We would always go to Baltimore Orioles games because my stepdad was an Orioles fan. But I'm like, I'm not an Orioles fan. I'm a DC sports through and through. DC man through and through. Wizards, Caps, Nats, Commanders.
Absolutely.
That's me.
While I was laughing, they're going to Manny Machado. So my first ever Orioles game I went to. I remember the date and everything, and who we were playing, and what the score was.
I know what you're about to say.
Yeah. It was June 8th, 2014. It was the first ever game I went to. First ever major league game I went to. We played the Athletics. The final score was 11-1. But in the later half of the game, Manny Machado, the pitcher was Fernando Abad, and Machado was hitting. And so I think the pitch before Manny got brushed off the plate, and of course disturbed the pitcher. And the very next pitch, Machado swings, and out of his hands goes his bat. And next thing you know, I'm looking, I'm like, why is his bat up the third baseline? Like, what are we doing? And then I look back at the replay. The announcer says it was intended for the pitcher. And then next thing you know, the bench is clear. First ever game I go to, the bench is clear. And it was because of Manny Machado throwing his bat down the third baseline, and the umpire just kicking it with his foot. Stop it.
So that game that I watched with Manny Machado with the Frederick Keys had one of the craziest catches I ever saw. He was in the, I want to say he was playing right field at the time.
Machado was playing right field?
I think so. Is that a center or right? I can't remember.
I don't remember him being in the outfield. He was always third baseman.
Don't ask me why, but he made one of the most insane catches. He's running along the wall, and he dives into his own teammate. They dive at the same time to catch the ball, and somehow he comes down with it. I don't remember who they were playing. All I know is that it was crazy, and it was like really cool because of the, to see that. But
and then going back to Frederick Keys, they're now affiliated with the Orioles again.
I would always tell people that Manny Machado was my favorite player, even though it was Jose Bautista. But if I said Jose Bautista, I would have gotten cooked.
Yeah, you would have.
Like, absolutely cooked.
I don't even know who my favorite player was as a kid. Actually, no, I don't. Mine was Ryan Zimmerman.
Manny Machado was fun to watch.
Ryan Zimmerman was my favorite player for the longest time before.
That guy.
Boy, the man
Juan
was the
Soto came
legend.
into the league and took everybody by storm, and I was like, as a rookie, 18 years old, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Don't forget the guy who did it before him, Bryce Harper, 18 years old, came in the league. I mean, understandable. Left you guys in the dust, and then his press conference with Philly said, I can't wait to bring the title back to DC after he signed with Philly. Guess what? They won that.
I thought it was so funny. I thought it was the funniest thing to watch the year after this man leaves World Series win. And it's like,
Hey, that was the missing piece, not having him on the team, I guess.
I feel like he had some issues.
He probably just bored it down and not want to be there.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. And to be honest with you, I don't think we really wanted him there at that point anymore.
That's
Yeah.
He was great for a little while, and then we're just kind of like, it doesn't work anymore. We got to do something else. And
Right.
then Juan Soto comes out of the blue, and it's like,
They were teammates.
yeah, it was just Juan Soto comes out, and it's just like, we found our replacement. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it. That's just how it happens sometimes.
Yep. Alrighty, well, I think we're gonna end there, guys. Our regular episodes probably are not gonna go this long. We just had a lot to cover. We were trying to cover basically all the big moves in the baseball off season so far. We're gonna do the same thing with football.
Make sure nothing happened while we were doing this.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah,
we're
it's very much just like first episode. We're trying to
We're still
get our
figuring things
surroundings,
out.
get our
Yeah.
feet in the ground,
Get
and
our feet wet, you know. So, yeah, but yeah, we're gonna wrap things up here, and like I said, we'll probably do the same thing with football. So don't expect that one to be any shorter. It's gonna, that man's gonna do a lot of the talking. But yeah, just probably not gonna go this long, so don't expect it to be this long every time. But I think we all had a lot of fun here, and I think we hit on everything that we needed to hit on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Again, thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
Sure.
Mark Smith, everybody. See y'all.